Okay, welcome back to the automated TV. Now, today's episode, I'm going to tape it at night. It's a little bit easier. Like I said, I've got a hospital appointment first thing tomorrow morning, so might as well deliver it to you first thing, publish it first thing tomorrow morning, but be able to deliver this at night for you so it's timely. Thank you for actually more subscribers. We've had, I think, 4 more subscribers as well, so absolutely fantastic. I love seeing the progress here. We've been doing a lot of great stuff, and just really pleased to see that. And finally, I'm very excited of our next iteration of our equipment. So now there's better lighting as well. We've got a new cop light over here looking at me, so I'm not looking straight down the barrel of the lens, and I can only see light. I can look at the camera very comfortably, but the light sources come over here. So it looks much more professional, hopefully, and you enjoy it. So let me know in the comments section below whether you like this broadcast, you like the setup and everything, and the lighting is good. Hopefully you do. So let's get started. Okay, first section. You must be under a rock if you did not know that Anthropic has officially filed confidentially for an IPO. So essentially they're going to be anybody, retail will be able to buy their Anthropic stock. So the company confirmed on Monday, June 1st, that it's quietly submitted a draft registration statement to the SEC. Right now, there is no public share count, no official price, but the hype is already out of control. So Anthropic is currently valued at close to $1 trillion. And this is after their this blockbuster filings after they raised a mind-boggling $65 billion Series H funding round, which pushed the valuation to about $965 billion. Sequoia Capital, Coatue, and Altimeter Capital were all part of this investor party. Now, this is actually one of the hottest IPO seasons, right? That's the whole comparison, because SpaceX just filed for its IPO, targeting a casual $2 trillion valuation, letting raise over $75 billion. Anthropic arch rival OpenAI locked in a whopping $122 billion funding round at an $852 billion valuation back in March, and now they're looking to file an IPO. So we've got 3 big IPOs this season. We've got SpaceX, we've got OpenAI, and we've got Anthropic. So it's quite a lot of information, and it's quite a lot of valuation. There's been conversations about whether basically the market can take this. 3 big mega IPOs. I've seen some pushback. I've seen I believe Michael Burley, I think is his surname, from The Big Short, was saying that the valuation does not justify not justify things. And I think it was really the projections of some of the cash flow. I've seen some criticisms on X, because essentially retail can index funds. So S&P 500, the index fund, is obligated to buy the stock and cover the stock if the stock actually has certain characteristics. And I forget exactly what the characteristics were, but essentially the SpaceX is kind of tweaked so that it's able to take some of those retail funds, and so it automatically needs to be bought. So essentially he's hacked the stock market as well. So I think the jury is out there. SpaceX, massive valuations. I think there were some discussions about who's on the board as well. That wasn't quite sure, or that was undiscovered. Anthropic, people are saying, does it justify the valuation? Also, Anthropic is actually throwing money, cash flow into the SpaceX data centers, and so it's powering some of this AI. And so therefore, there's some circular, funny business going on as well. And I think Michael Burry also noticed that there's a company in the middle of that particular transaction as well. And that company just serves to basically help this financial situation and this financial transaction. There's also some debt layering as well. So at the end of the day, I don't know about it. I think it will make, obviously there's a hype, millions we've made, early investors, employees, but it's sucking all the money out of the capital markets into these 3 AI companies. And we also had that discussion yesterday about whether actually these companies, AI companies, should actually be publicly owned, right? So Bernie Sanders is also saying that 50% of these companies, AI companies, should be owned by the public. And I said in the broadcast yesterday, look, the question is there and it makes sense. And why does it make sense? Because it utilizes our data to train. We believe in the internet to train this data. And so therefore, in some ways, that utility is ours. It's trained on our model. And so therefore we should be entitled to the cash flows coming out of that. In case, fine, we can be buying that and we can be purchasing that AI, but we're also entitled to some portion of the profits. So love to hear your opinions, whether you think the valuation is worth it. Do you think it's overhyped? Are you going to buy it as well? Are you going to be holding the bag? And which one and which AI company you would appreciate and want to buy? Okay, next section. Meta's AI chatbot exploited to hijack Obama's Instagram major security breach. So Meta's AI power support chatbot, which rolled out globally on Facebook, according to 404 Media, the target was not just random profiles. Barack Obama's White House Instagram account, Beauty Giant Sephora, and the U.S. Space Force Chief Master Sergeant were also hacked as well. So basically, actually, these methods were actually seemed like it was circulating around. Showed a hacker simply telling Meta's AI assistant to link a target account to a brand new email address. So you used AI to hack Instagram accounts using Meta's AI assistant. So the bot helpfully sent a verification code to the new email as the hacker pasted the numbers right into the chat. Once entered, the hacker was shown a beautiful shiny button to reset the account's password. Done, account stolen. And the hacker even used a basic VPN to spoof the real account holder's location to effortlessly sidestep Meta's safeguard. Look, I was hacked a few days ago. I told you about it. I was hacked. It was not good for me. I didn't enjoy it. And I think someone used AI to do it. And I would not be surprised that AI was used to do this as well. Sorry, AI was used to do this, right? So I'm not surprised. I would not be surprised if someone used AI to do my thing. So it is what it is. New age, new group, people are able to do that type of stuff. Not very good. Be careful with your login and try to find a way to secure it, find better passwords. Definitely, it confirms my suspicion someone used AI to hack my account. Okay, next section, around the AI block. This AI weather startup is out forecasting government agencies. DuckDuckGo makes this no AI search engine easier to access as traffic booms. We covered DuckDuckGo as a old school method, but still very, very relevant. Flutter sues OpenAI and Sam Altman over alleged exploitation of users. Microsoft unveils reasoning models and Copilot super app at build as GitHub trust hits low. Anthropic shares advanced Mythos model with EU regulators amid cybersecurity concerns. Nvidia launches new chip to bring AI directly to personal computers. I saw actually social media photos of that. And Alphabet plans to raise $80 billion from stock sales to fund AI build out. So let's talk about this Alphabet news. Let's talk about Nvidia as well. I find that those two most interesting. So Alphabet, from Tech Buzz, Alphabet plans to raise $80 billion from stock sales to fund AI bailout. What is that AI bailout? Berkshire Hathaway putting $10 billion, which is very interesting. Warren Buffett usually does not like tech. And so they want to go all in on AI infrastructure that dwarfs anything Silicon Valley has seen. It will raise, what is it going to do? AI infrastructure, but I really want to see. So it plans to deploy the capital across data center expansion, custom chip development, and energy infrastructure. The company's CPU roadmap has lagged Nvidia's latest Blackwell chips, and this war chest should accelerate catch-up efforts. Very interesting. I think that makes a lot of sense as well. Data centers, I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think it's still absolutely necessary. So it's interesting. So Alphabet previously announced plans for facilities in Texas, Georgia, and Nevada, but the new capital could expand that to a dozen states. I think that's really interesting and very, very key data centers. Okay, let's also take a look at Nvidia. This is actually from the Korea Times. Nvidia Jensen was actually in Taiwan for Computex. Nvidia launches new chip to bring AI directly to personal computers. On Monday, unveiled a new chip that puts AI capability directly into laptops and desktop computers, pitting it against the likes of AMD, Intel, and Apple. This is actually This chip developed with Taiwan's MediaTek will debut this fall in laptops and compact desktops from Dell, HP, Lenovo, ASUS, Microsoft, and MSI. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. And it's called the RTX Spark. Looks to transform the traditional app-centric PC to a real useful agentic AI personal computer. Very interesting. Look, I mean, that's pretty cool. I hopefully will get in one of these Mac devices as well, because it's powering a lot of AI. I would like that. Let's see, right? But I think that's super interesting and super innovative and definitely helps his stock price. On to the next section, introducing AI tutorials. So we go every Monday, I think, or Wednesday, we do AI tutorials. So we've got 100 hours of OpenClaw lessons in 35 minutes. We've got that video, and we've got a master Lovable in 24 minutes. I'll probably watch the OpenClaw lessons in 35 minutes because I definitely need to learn a little bit more about OpenClaw, and I'm pretty good at Lovable. I would highly recommend it. I've done different tasks. In fact, some parts of the automated, like the automated index, and the prediction markets was actually done in Lovable. So I certainly recommend Lovable as a solution. As a beta, I wouldn't say you can build a full-fledged app on it. I think base 44 is a lot better from what I've heard. But if you just want to prototype something, Lovable is great and able to do that, and I highly recommend that. Okay, on to the next section, trending tools. So we've got 4 trending tools today. We've got for bioacoustic analysis. PettyChat is a lightweight 27-gram smart caller that processes pet vocalizations, utilizing a specialized model trained on 5.5 audio samples, million audio samples, not 1.5 audio samples, 1.5 million audio samples, delivers a behavioral intent interpretation. So you can basically understand what your pet is saying. That's pretty interesting. Pretty cool. I don't know if that's true, but that's pretty interesting. For audience data capture, IG Comments Scraper is a single-click Chrome extension for rapid sentiment analysis. It extracts full comment search from any Instagram post and it gives you sentiment analysis. Kind of interesting. For style portrait assets, Couple Lens is a niche diffusion engine optimized relationship and event photography. So you can actually translate standard snapshots into high-fidelity artistic renders and wedding photos. Not for me, but something my wife would have done, I think. And for frontier logic and speed, Cloud Opus 4.8, which we talked about, is Anthropic's, we talked about this yesterday, is Anthropic's flagship upgrade engineered for extreme error reduction, high reliability. And remember, it tells you whether it thinks it's believable or not. So it does do better on a trust basis, which is kind of cool. Okay, finally, last section. How to control what AI work of the day, how to control what AI tells your teen, a step-by-step guide to ChatGPT's parental controls. I actually didn't know anything about that. Now I've got an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old, so this is pretty interesting. So open ChatGPT on your phone or browser, click your profile settings, a profile icon, settings, parental controls, hit add family member and add your teen's email or phone number. And your teen actually has to accept the invite on their device. And once they do, they pop up under the family members list. And there's a few things you can actually do. You can set the quiet hours, when they can do it and when they can use it and when they can't. So you can start your end times. You can do that. You can lock down the spicy stuff. So you can reduce sensitive content like graphic, violent, or mature responses, disable voice mode, and kill the image generation. You can do that as well so they don't go through your tokens, which is probably a good thing. Step 4, there's a few, one more thing you can do is the brain wipe privacy first. So you can basically toggle off the memory function so the AI forgets everything once the chat ends with your kid, which actually might be a pretty good thing, so that it doesn't train on your child. Okay, thank you very much for listening to this broadcast. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Again, thank you for the additional subscribers. Hopefully you like this new setup with more lights and everything. Hopefully it looks good. And I hope to see you in the next broadcast.